I'm that baker lady. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a 4th of July themed ice cream drip cake. Okay, so this is actually part of the 4th of July kids cake kits that I'm offering as the Nailed It themed. And what that just means is this cake that I'm going to be doing, I'm offering cake kits for 4th of July, and the kids participating are going to try to replicate this cake, and they get a prize at the end. So let me show you what's going to be in each kit. We have a 5-inch cake that's already cut in 3 layers, 7-inch round board, frosting scraper, ice cream cone, plastic knife, a couple little candy melts. We have white ones and a cake pop stick, and I'll show you what we're going to be using that for in a bit. Rice Krispie treats, just a little snack size tiny one. Container of sprinkles, and these are 4th of July little stars and different little sprinkles in there. We have a little bit of white fondant with our Crisco, using that. A drip bottle, and it has a little bit of just plain vanilla cream frosting, and there is red dye in here, so when you shake it up it's going to be red drip. We have piping bag of filling for our cake, and mine is just a cream cheese mousse. We have white frosting and blue frosting for our cakes. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's get started. Okay, so I want to unwrap my cake and place that on my board. Okay, so let's start by adding our filling to each layer of this cake. And the bags are not cut very much. That's because I don't want everything to come spewing out. So you are gonna have to cut the tips of the bags a little bit more, and that's for each baggie. All right, so I'm just gonna make a circle, a little swirl to fill in that layer. Okay. Add your second layer on, and then we're gonna do one more layer of filling. All right, and place that top on there. Now I push it down just a little bit so that it's flat. My cake's not gonna be wobbly because of the filling, but you don't wanna push it too hard because then your filling's gonna be coming out. Okay. So now we can start with our frosting. So we're gonna be doing a white and blue stripe, kind of the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing the stripe colors, but it's okay. Then we'll have our red strip. Okay, so we're gonna do one layer of white first. Got a little bit of crumbs on there. Okay, so I want my layers to be a little bit thicker so that you can see each color of the stripes pretty well. So I'm gonna do 2. And if you cut your bag a little bit more than I did, you might just have to do 1 layer. But I didn't cut them very much, so I'm gonna do 2 for each one. Or you can do 2, 2, and then 1. So that maybe there's a little bit thicker layer and then a thinner one, however you guys want to do it. All right, so now let's fill in this top. Okay, so I'm going to use my plastic knife to smooth that top down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we can use our scraper to smooth the sides. This scraper I found has a thicker handle, and it's easier for kids to use, so I like to offer this to the kids because the handle is bigger, they can grip it better, but I like to use this one. It's the same thing, it's just this one's a little bit thinner. It's harder to work with for people who are not used to it because of these edges. Okay, so let's smooth those sides down, and you can already see our stripes forming. Pretty cool. Actually gonna fill in a little bit right here where there's not enough frosting. I think I like how it looks with that, so I might add a little bit of blue on the bottom. Okay, so let me get a bowl, or actually I can use this to clean this up. And I'm just gonna clean off my scraper. Leave that there in case I need to use this frosting again. Okay, so alright. So if you see that there are little indentions, you can take your knife and use that frosting to kind of fill in those gaps. Kind of like this. Not too much. So you don't need anything fancy to make your stripes. No fancy scraper or piping tips. It's nice and easy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up again with my scraper. It's a lot of frosting. And once you are happy with it, you can just leave the sides and start on the top. So let me just see one more time. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that and start smoothing down the top. So you wanna go ahead and bring your scraper towards you. And I look at the edges, so I'll show you like a side. And you can see how there's a little bump right there. What I do is bring that bump down, just like that. So you see the side's nice and smooth now. So that's all I'm doing on that part. I need way too much frosting. Okay. And if you get some of that blue frosting on the top, that's completely fine. Our ice cream cone is going to be on the top, and this is all going to be covered with that red drip from the cone. So don't worry about that part. Okay. All right, that looks good. And now, move all this mess. I'm going to clean my board up a little bit. Or a lot of glue, and I ran out of napkins. Another napkin. Okay. Don't know why the napkins were way across for me. So let's go ahead and finish cleaning this board up. So these cake kits are actually getting picked up tomorrow. So I haven't seen any of the final cakes that are being made for this competition, and I'm really excited. I love doing these. And it's so cool to see how creative everyone gets even after seen my cake and what they do. All right, so I'm gonna pour it up. Now what we're gonna do is get out our little candy melts and our cake pops. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing this. This is going to be our little firework on top. I just decided to do this like 10 minutes ago, so let's see how it goes. I need my wax paper, which is right here. Okay, everyone will have a little piece of wax paper as well. I just forgot to take mine out. So you're gonna wanna melt these in the microwave for about 10 seconds at a time and mix them as you go. After each 10 seconds, just put them in a little microwave safe bowl or container, whatever you wanna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really fast. Okay. So I hope you guys have fun with this. While I'm waiting for that, I'll let you guys know. Oh, there it goes. Okay, and this is gonna be our red drip for our ice cream cone that we're gonna be covering our Rice Krispie treat with fondant. And the red that's in here is a super red Americolor. The blue is actually Americolor as well. It's royal blue. For our frosting, let me check our milk. Okay. And we're gonna sprinkle some of our stars onto the firework that we're gonna be making. My workplace is a disaster. Just to make it pop a little bit more with our white candy melts. So it's our last 10 seconds, so I think that was 3, so about 30 seconds. You just have to make sure you stir it each time so that it doesn't melt or burn on one side. And it's perfect. All right, so let's see if this works for us. I am horrible at candy melts, you guys. All right, so what I'm gonna do is use my knife. I have my candy melt or my cake pop stick on here, and we're just going to make some little zigzags on there. I have to put it down, but let's see. Can you see it like that? Okay. So just little lines everywhere. Make like a little zigzag star. Hopefully this comes out good. If not, well, I guess it'll still kind of look cool with the sprinkles. The sprinkles will save us. All right. Okay, so looks more like snowflake right now, but we are going to add our little stars on there and let this dry while we finish doing our cake. See how it goes. I try to do little steps like this on the side in case somebody who ordered a cake kit has multiple kids, so they can all kind of do something different to help with the cake. Okay, so I am going to add our sprinkles to the side of our cake on the bottom, and I'll show you how I do that. Just get little pinches and put it on the side like this. Let's see. My light. Okay. So this is a pretty messy part. These sprinkles on the floor for days. And if you guys want to save these sprinkles to put on the top, that's fine too. So I just pour sprinkles all over the place on my table. And there we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of move all that stuff to the side for now. And we are going to start by making our Rice Krispies into a ball. Let's just kind of crush that, roll it up into a ball. So there's our ball. Okay. And we are going to cover this with our fondant. So just make sure sprinkles are out of the way. Remember, I have a little bit of Crisco in this fondant bag. And I also have a video of how I made the fondant tutorial if you guys want to see that. I don't think I need all of this. So get your Crisco and you are going to put that on the table. Okay, so we're going to pat this down a little bit, make it thin. Doesn't have to be perfect because again it's going to be covered with our red drip. So, but if you want, you can roll it out with a rolling pin. So I'm just kind of smushing it on there just to cover it. And the only reason why I cover it with fondant is so that it's smooth. So Rice Krispie treats, you kind of get like the little pieces of cereal sticking out and, you know, it's kind of bumpy. So this is just to smooth that out if you want to. All right, so this is kind of circular as I'll probably get it. All right, so then this is gonna be perfect for that. So we'll put this to the side for a moment. And we are going to start with our drip. So our drip, we're gonna do the same as the candy melts. Warm it up in the microwave with the lid off for 10 seconds at a time. You can kind of squeeze it after each time. Now mine is room temperature, so I probably won't have to warm it up as much. But if when you picked up your cake kit, you didn't do it right away and you put it in the fridge for a while, you might have to warm it up again. So I should just have to warm mine up one time. Let me check on that. Okay, so I put it in there for another extra 7 seconds. Gonna grab that, we're gonna put our lid on, shake it up, and we'll start doing our drip on the side. Okay. And the more you warm this frosting up, it's just gonna melt more, so it's gonna be completely fine. If you warm it up too much, you can let it cool down a little bit, or just maybe don't squeeze as much. Shake it. See, that's nice and red. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start our drip on the side first before we do anything on the top, and I'll show you why. Where did I put my knife? Okay. So just squeeze a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go around. Now mine, I don't really have to squeeze because I did warm it up and it was already room temperature, so it's gonna melt, drip down pretty good by itself without me having to squeeze too much. Okay. And let me know how your guys' drip came out. Did you warm it up the same? I know some people sometimes like to put it in hot water instead of warming it up in the microwave. So let me know how you did that. I know you're watching this video after you put it together, so I like to know what people did. All right, so we're gonna add this directly to the middle, just like that. Now with my drip, I want to start pouring it right in the center of our Rice Krispie fondant ball ice cream, just like this, and that kind of helps it just flow naturally out, drip down this so that we don't have to do as much work. See how that's just falling there? All right, so that's covered. Do like a little zigzag to get the rest. And now we are going to clean that up with our knife that I have frosting all over. So you clean that off. And you're just gonna smooth this down with our knife. So see, no fancy gadgets for this cake. Nice and simple. You don't need to waste your money on all those expensive scrapers or knives or whatever. You guys, this I found at the Dollar Tree, okay? Don't need to spend all your money on cake supplies. So, go ahead and find what you want your front to look to be. Maybe where the stripes are a little better. So this is where I want my front. So I'm going to press this down before my frosting dries completely. Okay. Just like that. You can hold it for a couple seconds. And if you wanted to add the sprinkles to the top, you can add more sprinkles to the top. I'm gonna see if this is dry. Okay, so look. This is my firework. And it's on wax paper. So what I'm gonna do is just peel the wax paper off and see if it survives. Yay! All right, so this is my firework I'm gonna place on top. See how it kind of looks like a snowflake? But I thought it would be pretty cool. So let's add that maybe coming out from the back. Oh, a little sprinkle fell. Okay. And there's my firework. All right, so that's it, you guys. Nice and simple, looks awesome and fun. I'm super excited to see everybody's cakes and how they came out, and please do not forget to let me know how you liked it and what you had difficulties with, what you thought was fun about it. Let me know how you did the drip, how you did the stripes. I wanna know. Have fun, guys. Thanks.